Guys, Chris at Hard Knocks, I am back. I'm alive, we're still here, still going. It's been a while. Now, you're gonna have to excuse the editing because I'm doing it. And I'm a welder, not an editor or a YouTuber, so forgive me. So, I found my friend Jason and this is the first video. You'll see the new intro. We're gonna do this all ourselves. And this video is basically just say hello, we're back. So yeah, like, subscribe. You'll see some new videos coming out hopefully every week. That's the plan. Maybe we're going to try and get it up to 2, maybe 3 a week, depending on how busy I physically am. You know, I am a family man. I've got a lot of shit to do outside of work. So drop a comment below. Tell me what you want to see. I think the first thing we'll do is shop tour. We've got a lot of equipment, a lot of gear in this workshop that some of you might know about, some of you might not. I think it might be cool if we can show everybody what we've got, what we can do. And because I haven't really posted for, what, 8 months now, maybe, could be. It'd be a nice time for you guys to be caught up on what we are doing and where we're at. Some of the stuff that we were posting about quite a lot back when we did our last video is still here, but it's considerably further on. There's been a lot of changes to the way we operate, different members of staff. I myself have taken a bit of a different approach to business. My previous videos you would have seen, I was quite big, bolshy, here we are, there's fuck all you can do about it. Now I'm going to sort of step it back a little bit, see if I can help some of you guys understand what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. Outside of that, yeah, just drop a comment below, let me know what you want to see, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Pressure.
Under pressure.
Clack, clack.
So, as I was saying, we're back, we're alive, we're still doing things. I can't really show you most of the cars that are in the workshop. Some of them are private.
What, even this one?
Even this one that doesn't exist,
yeah.
or this one, or all of them. Some of them, like, we've had to sign paperwork because we can't show it. It's all, you know, private label. A lot of it, the customers themselves just don't want their car spread all over the internet. And some of it, it's like kind of secret builds that we're doing for other people that, you know, we're not quite ready to show you guys. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you some of our new equipment. This is an Elga Hydra shear. It is 6,400 kilos of metal cutting guillotine. Now, it will cut 2.5 meters long and it will chomp through 4 millimeter mild steel. This machine was built probably late 70s. We picked it up a little while ago. It's fucking big, it's fucking heavy, and it does everything we need it to do. Like I say, it will do 2.5 meter cut, 4 mil thick mild steel. It will cut 6 mil aluminium. It will also cut 3 mils. This is 3 mil stainless. Clean cut, no problem. This is probably our most used machine outside of our Angry printer.
That's good timing.
And the compressor in the background. We'll turn it. There's a big, we do have, because we use a lot of air, you've got to think there's 4 of us in here. Yeah. We've got the CNC print, Angry printer. We've got lots of spinny tools, lots of whizzy tools, lots of more spinny tools. We need a lot of air. So in my old shop at Chesterton, I had a 250 litre compressor with a 7 horsepower motor and another 250 litre air receiver. And we constantly run out of air and we set fire to the motor. So now we have the big ABAC spin 7.5 kilowatt, I think it is. I don't know how many horsepower it is. You can do the maths and let me know. Anyway, Elga Hydra shear, arguably one of the best pieces of equipment for a fab shop. We worked for 6 years with a little 3-foot Edwards treadle guillotine, which I think is over there.
You mean this one?
That one there, that's... Yeah. Looks a bit unloved, it's not really being used, but we still...
Small compared to that.
Yeah, this thing is huge. I don't know if you can get it in the picture or the video.
Oh,
you can see the size of it. It's fucking massive. It's 3.1 meters long, 3 meters deep, and it weighs over 6,000 kilos. It is a big girl, affectionately named Elga. If you need... So not only is this all of our equipment, this is to tell you guys what we can do. Well, at the minute, we can't do fuck all because we are slammed to the fuck.
So many secret cars out there.
We're just fucking rammed. We can't do anything. However, our capacity, this is what we can do. This machine will do 4mm mild steel, 6mm aluminium, and it will do 3, maybe 4mm stainless. That's that. Right, let's go and find the next piece of equipment that we've got. Don't mind the shit piled up everywhere. This is a working workshop.
Just some stupid Nissan engine.
Some Nissan engine.
Don't worry about that.
This, I apologise that my workshop doesn't look like the ones that you see on the internet. Okay?
TV.
On TV. This is not Gas Monkey. This is not Count's Customs. It's a real working workshop. It's not overly big, and we're very busy. So everything's everywhere until we start getting a little bit more organised and catching up. There's just shit everywhere. It is what it is. Anyway, mag brake. Now, this company here, Bailey Industrial, if you follow me on social media, you will know I used to rave about them. They make some good stuff. However, my CNC plasma is also made by Bailey. And I had absolutely zero support from them, any instructions, nothing. So we figured it out with my good friend John Marcu from John Marcu Racing. He helped me set it up so that it now runs Mach 3. That's all I'm going to say on the matter because court cases.
Still works.
Still works.
Yeah.
Very good piece of equipment. Now, if you compare it to this thing, which does the same job, this is a bender. Okay, this is what we call a box. Can't say bender anymore.
No, it's 2023, mate. Come on.
So this, okay, is a cast iron sheet metal folding device.
Perfect. You won't get demonetized now.
We won't get demonetized. Now, the difference between the two, okay, this one has removable fingers. So I can clamp different sizes of plate.
Can remove fingers.
It can remove fingers. If you get it wrong, it will. So I can swap and change these fingers depending on what I'm trying to bend. And this thing will, it's 1.2 meters wide, I think, and it will bend full width, 2mm mild steel, 3mm aluminium, probably 1.5mm stainless. That's 60 thou for you Americans. Hopefully there's some Americans watching this. You don't get all the fun. Now, the mag brake, however, as you see, doesn't have the top. Now, the way that this thing works, turn it on, look, we'll press the button, is a magnet. Now, this thing is partially clamped because it's under holding power. As soon as you pull this, you might not pick that up on the camera.
Yeah, see, look here, a relay clip, yeah.
But that is then actuating about 1,000 kilos of electromagnet. Now, the beautiful thing about this with a mag brake is if I need to fold a very small box, I am not limited by the headroom. On this, I can remove this. I can slide it down. I can use smaller finger brake parts. I can even take the finger brakes off of this and clamp them down because it's magnetic. What this also allows me to do is offset with my clamp, and I can use tube. Now, if I need to bend a radius in some thin steel, I can do so. It does, however, change its capacity, simply because you're moving your clamping forces further away or further across. Very good piece of equipment. I've had it 7 years now, maybe 8. Real good bit of kit. It doesn't get used as often as I would like because we use this one because of the clamping forces. However, this machine gets us out of the shit more than I would like to admit. It's very repeatable, mostly very accurate now we've set it up properly, and it does exactly what we need it to do. And it's got some real trick little things because it's a magnet. There's a lot of things you can do that you can't do with a conventional bender. This, pretty much the same. Other than the magnet, you have your clamp, you stand on your pedal, this pulls it down. I can adjust for thickness of material. Usually, we'll pull it down, get it clamped, and then we'll nip it up. I've bent 5mm mild steel. Now, we normally score it with the CNC plasma, just so that, you know, it makes it a little bit easier. It's a very versatile machine. It's a new one. You know me, I love old equipment. This is new. We got it from, I think it was Heathrow Machine Tools. Very good bit of kit. Again, you can bend to about 110 degrees with it. So it's not perfect, but for sharp, repeatable 90 degrees on short pieces of heavy gauge, absolutely perfect. Again, we use it a lot because we do a lot of sheet metal. That is, we are a fab shop, but we happen to work on cars at the same time. So that's that. You've seen the mag brake. If you have any more questions about this, please ask, and I'll try my best to go through it a little bit better.
Good say, because you're going to hate editing all this talking.
Editing. Let's just do a little.
That's me out.
And me. Right, this is my baby, okay? This is a bandsaw. In here, there is a saw blade that continuously runs. It's a Start-Right. Start-Right is obviously the brand. This thing was probably made in the late 50s, early 60s. I might be wrong. Any of you Start-Right geeks, please correct me. 2.4 V10, 24 inches depth of the throat, she said. 10 is the length of the blade, 10 foot. It's an Imperial because it's an old machine. I don't know what it is in millimeters. If you'd like to check it, please do. I don't care. I phone my blade supplier and go, I need a 10-foot blade. Now, the reason it says not to be operated by macwits is because this thing has a blade speed at the fastest, I'll tell you, fucking shit everywhere, of 3,200 feet per minute. That will remove your hand before you can say fuck. That's why it says not to be operated by fuckwits.
This is what it's called an insurer's best friend. Sorry, an insurer's nightmare.
Insurance nightmare, absolutely. Real simple bit of kit to use. To be fair, you've got your on button. It's got a blade welder, which maybe I'll do another video on that. They're a little bit finicky to use, but once you figure it out, it allows you to rejoin blades if you broke them. It also means that you don't need to buy a 10-foot blade. You can buy a 100-foot reel and make your own blades. Pretty cool. It's got a little work light inside of it. I picked this machine up 5 years ago. I didn't pay very much for it. The good thing about machinery like this, okay, and if you're just thinking about starting up a fab shop, try and avoid doing what I did, which was buy everything brand new. A, it's really fucking expensive. Wouldn't recommend it. And B, new stuff just isn't quite as good as the old shit. Look at this. This thing is...
Okay, Boomer. I do agree.
I love old shit. They don't make them like they used to. This thing's over 30 years old. I can still get all the parts for it. Most of the parts on it, I have repaired it myself. It still cuts arrow straight. The table's still nice and smooth. It's just a brilliant machine. If you were to buy a modern equivalent of this machine, you'd be spending thousands of pounds. This thing cost me, I don't know, 600 quid, maybe. Very good bit of kit. You do need to be careful with stuff like this. A, standing here. If this blade snaps and it is mid-travel, it can push the blade out. Fortunately, once it does break, it comes off the drive wheel. It's not gonna kill you, but you still need to be very, very aware because these teeth are fucking sharp and it will remove your fingers if you don't pay attention. Next machine. Again, active.
12 minutes we've done 4 machines. And you're editing this.
Yeah, sound. Right, next machine. This is my bead roller. Again, it's a Bailey industrial unit. Back in my early days when I thought brand new was the best of everything. To be fair, this is a good machine. 36-inch throat. It's got a little table with it. You'll see a lot of the sheet metal that we do has designs in it. It's very simple to operate. You change your pressure with this. It's got a foot pedal to operate forwards and backwards. And I've got probably 8 or 9 sets of dies. This machine, whether they'll tell you or admit to it, is a rip-off of another manufacturer. That's enough about that machine. It's a bead roller. It allows you to bead sheet metal. You bead sheet metal to give it some strength and some detail, rather than just being blank sheets of metal everywhere. Next one.
Right, I'm gonna, like every other machine, I can probably say what it is. That I've not got a fucking I haven't got a fucking clue what that is, but it looks pretty good. Go on.
Right. Again, place is a mess. Functional workshop. Remember, this is not a fucking show pony. This is a Strip It Sonic 1830. This is a hydraulic punch press. It has 30 ton of pressure with an 18-inch throat. giggle. Now, the way that this machine works, you have, not that one because it's stuck. Just a small interlude. Right, anyway. Punch and die. Okay? I've got 50 of these fucking things. They're everywhere.
Half of them broke.
Half of them are broke because it's an old machine. Okay? It makes 30 tons of hydraulic pressure. It will remove anything you put underneath it. In its largest capacity, which I have, is a 3-inch round die. It will punch a 3-inch hole through 6mm stainless. Like, no problem. Do not put your hands under anything like this. Okay, this is my shop. Chances are most of you guys aren't going to be wandering in here. However, if you go into a fab shop and there's a machine like this, don't fuck with it. You will hurt yourself. This is a very useful tool. It was built in America.
Old, that looks 50s or 60s.
And it is 50s. I can tell you it was built in Akron, New York. And it's a division of Hudale Industries. And I know that it was built in 1954.
Hudale?
Hudale.
Who
them? How would they know? Yeah, strip it punch press. Very similar to a Pearsall. I don't have a Pearsall, I have a strip it. Very, very handy piece of equipment. I will say that a lot because all of the gear that I have purchased it because it is very relevant to what I do. There are a lot of shops that have very different pieces of equipment. There are a lot of shops that have not as much equipment, they have way more, whichever. This is just what I have, what I use, and my guys, obviously, to do what we do. This, we also have a louver die, a louver die for this machine. And you can see dotted around it, we've got rounds, we've got squares, we've got ovals, we've got key slot, we've got all sorts of dies for it. All come with the machine, probably gets used 3 or 4 times a week. It's very helpful if we're making custom exhaust silencers because punching holes in stainless, if any of you have ever tried to drill a hole through stainless, you'll know it's a nightmare. This thing, punch for it in seconds, no problem. Cool, that's that.
Just to think about what it was then.
Just gonna have a little think, just a minute. Right, this is a Versa 204 corner notcher. Very similar to the guillotine, except it has 2 sets of blades. So lowers and uppers, and the uppers you can adjust. With this, you can adjust the angle of the blade. So if you're, let's say you're trying to make a tray, easiest thing, you'll need a tray. And you need to cut 4 squares out the corner so you can fold the sides up. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You could do it on the bandsaw, do it with an angle grinder. You could even do it with tin snips if you're that way inclined. However, we use this. 204, 4mm capacity, 200mm depth. This table has, you've got adjustable angles and you can also slide it in or out. Now these numbers relate to the depth of your cut. So it will do 200mm in each direction. And if you, so like let's say you want to take a 200mm square out of a piece of material, you can do it with that by setting it at 200mm. You can also change the angles. So if you're trying to do a real fancy piece of sheet metal, or you need to make quite a technical shape in a tank, you can notch it out accurately with this. This isn't the sort of machine that you would use for a one-off because it takes too long to set up. But if you're doing repeatable things for panels or tanks or whichever, you would use this machine. Very good piece of equipment. Again, hydraulically actuated. And to be fair, if you guys are interested in any of the equipment that we run, put it in the comments. I'm more than happy to do a video on each machine, how it works, what it does. Whether you'll be able to pick up the noise on the microphone, I don't know. That's the Versa corner notcher. Over here is probably my favorite piece of equipment and also my least used because this is a surface grinder made by the Abrasive Machine Tool Co. in 1940. It was either 1947 or 1943, I can't remember. But just look at it. That's 2.5 tons of mehanite cast iron in all of its glory and is probably more accurate than any machine that I own.
She is a beaut.
just a beautiful piece of equipment. Now, what this is used for is grinding shim stock if you need to flatten the surface of something before, not even before, even still now, a lot of people will use these for surfacing cylinder heads because they are that accurate. I haven't finished commissioning yet, I haven't had time. I've got it off the pallet, I've got it wired in, I know that it works. It needs a couple of repairs. Once it's up and running, I'll do a proper video on it.
You're ready to go.
I'm just chatting shit. Right, this piece of equipment, if you're an exhaust fabricator, is probably the most handy piece of equipment you will have. You can be the best welder in the world, but if you can't do your fit up correctly, your welds are going to be shit. This is the Huth pipe expander. Now, it has varying different segments and it will draw this mandrel back through, which then allows you to flare tubes like this. You have no idea how many exhaust fab shops are out there that do not have one of these. If you go to have your custom exhaust made and you're going to spend your hard-earned money, make sure they know what they're doing and they have the correct equipment to do the job. This also has the attachment for bending hangers. I have a lot of people, I say a lot of people, quite often will ask, how do you bend 12mm stainless bar? Short answer is one of these. There's a mandrel that goes on here, we clamp the bar in there and it will bend it. These are very expensive. Now they are £6,000. It is ridiculous. However, without a machine like this, you will struggle to build quality exhaust systems. That is a fact. There are other versions available. You can buy cheaper versions, but you do need something that enables you to swage pipes and ideally bend hanging rods. Don't put hanging rods in a vise and beat it with a hammer. No, please don't do that. Come here and I will bend them for you. But it's fun. But it's fun. You can beat them and leave all the tooth marks in your hanging bar. Yeah. But Badger, what if they don't have one of these? Go somewhere else. Okay? You don't go to me. Yeah, I'm too busy. But go somewhere else. Okay? This is my Huth pipe expander. Very good bit of kit. I can do from 1.25 inches all the way up to 5-inch tube. I can flare that tube big enough to fit over that size. We had, so before any of you on the internet, where's the top all cut and all shit? This was mounted under a workbench. We've now decided to unmount it from the workbench and put it back on a stand because it's easier to use. And I just need to put the top back on it. I'll use the corner notcher. Hey, if any of you YouTubers can weld, can you drop a comment? We need a top made. But we will use the guillotine and the corner notcher, the welder and all the other stuff. So again, maybe that's another video.
That's a video, mate.
Maybe? I don't know. To me...
Cut, bend and weld the thing.
Yeah, how about that? Who wants a video? How to cut, bend and weld? Yeah, we can do that.
With 30 grand worth of machine.
£30,000 of equipment to make a £10 tray. What next? Can we show what's in here?
Oh, we've got the cutting room. This is the dirty room, isn't it? This is
right.
This is what I need in my unit because this fine fucking dust, right?
Gets fucking everywhere.
Yeah, and also, you know how these have got magnets in the back? Oh, I just do it better than a new one. There you go, look, you can see where the magnet is.
Oh, that's fucking... I would never put my phone down on a bench like that.
Oh, no.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Good.
Right.
Anyway, as we were.
We are in the cutting room. Now, it's not quite finished because there's some extraction to go in and some fresh air supplies. But this is the dirty room. If you have a metal fab shop that has anything to do with anything nice, cars, boats, motorcycles, whatever, please have a dirty room. We've got one because look at the state of it. There is shit everywhere. It's
not like, that's not you, I don't know if you can hear me on that microphone, but it's not like you being snobby there. This is just nice to have. To keep the dirty shit in one.
What if you're going to spend all your money on a real nice workshop with nice cars and tools, try and this room isn't very big. It's probably 10 by 7, maybe. It's just OSB, painted black, with some black UPVC.
Butcher's shop / chip shop.
Yeah, chip shop curtains. Now look, bye. Bye-bye. Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm dirty. Ow.
Now, the reason we have this room, obviously we work on a lot of nice cars, but also it allows us to have somewhere for extraction. So that's why none of these walls are finished, because of the extraction systems. I don't need to tell people, but I will. The dust that comes off of stainless when you're cutting and grinding and removing material is fucking horrible. It's bad for your lungs. It's bad for everything.
Bad for tools.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Wear goggles. I do not want you guys getting shit in your eye and going, well, Banterstead, you need a dirty room.
How many times have you been to hospital with shit in your eye?
Once.
Yeah, you only do it once, don't you?
Twice.
Okay.
But, no. Right, I'm going to tell you guys on YouTube a little story. I had some grit in my eye. I did the man thing. No, it'll be fine, it'll come out. Went to the hospital 2 weeks later, had it scraped out. Scraped. Listen to me. Dirt in your eye means it's getting scraped. 2 weeks later, I have to go back because there was a rust ring on my eyeball that's healed over. And now they take a drill and they drill a hole in your eyeball, remove the rust ring, and then they cover it in what can only be described as pain-causing fluid. Right?
But did you get an eye patch?
No.
Oh.
And I had to drive.
I'm pretty sure they would have said don't drive to Europe.
They did.
Yeah.
Straight, they said, oh, we're going to dilate your pupil. And I went, no, you're not, because I'm driving. So, lesson be learned. 2 trips to the hospital because I had a rust ring in my eye from a piece of mild steel. Now, wait for the internet. Nissan's been wearing goggles. I was wearing goggles, but normal safety glasses. I do not wear them anymore. You will get stuff behind, you will get stuff in your eye. Get yourself some proper like motocross goggles. If you're not sure, message me. I'll send you a link to the ones that we use. Anyway, I digress. This is a linisher. So called because it linishes things.
I think that's the thing with machines, have you noticed? They're always called the art.
They're called the thing that they are.
Benders, strippers, planers.
Angry printers.
By the way, your
Lathes.
battery's getting low, I think. But it just
On my phone?
50%, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is what I mean about filming.
We've been filming a lot.
No, it's not even that much, but it just...
It's not, it's like 20 minutes.
Fucking annihilates battery.
Anyway, right, this KSM 150, 6 inches wide. I think it's I don't know. I don't actually know how long the belts are. Here they are. These are the belts that we use.
Long.
They're that long. This thing removes material faster than you can put it back on. We use it for flattening flanges, squaring up the ends of tubes. All round buggery. Don't put your fingers in it. This is also a linisher. However, this one goes this way. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. It's called a Vanco Flexi Band.
Uppy, downy, sidey, sidey.
This is uppy downy. This has a plate on the back of it so that you can push against it. We use this for sharpening tungstens, rounding the ends of bolts off that have been cut, just all round buggery with sanding. Okay, now we've got the uppy downy, side to sidey. We have the small uppy downy, which is also a Vanco Flex Band. As you can see, flexi, flexi,
Oh,
flexi.
it's got a bit of suspension on it, nice.
Now, this is very good for sanding tight contours and stuff that you don't want to remove too much material from, because it's only a fine grit belt and you can't push too hard on it. So, we have 3 linishers. Do we need 3 linishers? No, but there are 4 of us in this shop, and at any one time, at least we can be carrying on with what we're doing.
You just keep changing belts.
But if you turn around, Mr. Jason, there is a 4th linisher.
Aha.
You will see from the state of this belt, this is battered. We do have new belts, we're not tight. We do have new belts. This belt is 36 grit. This belt is 80 grit, or 60 grit. Might be 60 grit. Don't fucking at me, YouTubers, my friends. The reason we have 2 different grades of linishers at any one time is for coarse material removal and fine material removal. However, this thing is a beast. So we mostly use that one. And if we're cleaning dirty stuff that's either got some oil on it or some rust, whichever, we will use this one over here. It's also got our little Draper brushy wheel. Now, I see many exhaust fabricators building exhausts with material that looks like this. Covered in mill scale. Disgusting. Now, you will notice that all of our exhausts have this lovely brushed finish. Why do your welds look so nice, people say? Why is there no horrible heat affected zone? Because we prep all of our tubes, okay? We use this machine, we have coarse and fine. The fine one's looking a bit out of love, but this is what we use to remove mill scale. If you remove mill scale, you're doing two things. A, you're going to improve your chances of a better weld, and B, you're guaranteeing that you get less inclusions from the mill scale. Again, if you go to an exhaust shop and they're not removing the mill scale, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing that can happen. However, for the extra couple of minutes it takes for a much nicer job, please do it. I've actually been blocked by people on Instagram by saying, hey, if you brush your tube up, it'll weld nicer. They didn't listen. Now their work looks like shit. Anyway.
And they can't see all your posts on Instagram anymore.
Exactly. Now, more content. This is my TFY milling machine. Now, it's a slightly later version because it has variable speed. When it's running, you can adjust this and you can go faster or slower. It does have a high speed and a low speed gearbox, but it is a milling machine. It is a very big chunk of meehanite cast iron designed for milling at great accuracy. Now, I'm not a machinist. I never have been a machinist. I might get to be a machinist one day. However, this thing does what I need it to do. It allows me to machine surfaces flat. I do have a fairly decent amount of cutters and stuff for it, but we use it mainly if we're modifying brake mounting brackets, if we need to flatten surfaces, things like that, or drill really big holes in really big things safely. It's got a lot of torque. It's got a lot of travel on the axes, up, down, left, right. We do have a big rotary table for it, which we quite often will use if we need to make like wheel spacers. Yeah, very big bit of equipment. Again, I'm not a machinist, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know enough to get me by for what we do. If you want to see a video of this in action, what it does, what we use it for, drop a comment, we'll make it happen.
You can tell that you're using a lot of the local detailer supplies, by the way. Given that he's like, what, there? Should
we do him a little plug?
Yeah, go on.
New, crystal clean. That's not Mist X.
No, that is definitely coolant of some description.
This is lathe coolant. Yeah. Now, I have it in this bowl because the forbidden milk, you wouldn't want to drink it. It's also the same for forbidden milk that we use in the Angry Printer. Now, that's just there because his bottles are really, really good. Check out Marc at Crystal Clean Detail. He supplies all of our detailing products. Really, really nice guy, very knowledgeable, and the stuff that he uses and supplies, a lot of it he blends it himself. Real good stuff.
I also give thumbs up because he's like just over there.
He's
still over there.
Yes. So where I am stood now, his unit is there. Behind the big guillotine is Crystal Clean Detail. Look him up. Good stuff.
It is very good. I agree.
Yeah.
Free plug.
Free plug. There you go, Marc. Right, this is my lathe.
This is a machine that I'm very comfortable with. I love a lathe.
Her name is Kerry. She swings 11 inches.
Oh, yes.
Swings 11 inches.
11-inch swing.
Now, other than Kerry being a filthy girl, it's a very old machine. I say very old. Kerry AG lathes. This is what would be considered as a Mark II, I believe, defined by the more boxiness of the head. Again, I'm not a machinist, but I know enough to get me by. This thing has very, very minimal backlash. The chuck on it is a little bit awkward because it's an L00, not very common, you can't really get them, but it does everything I need it to do. I've had it a few years. It's done everything we need it to do, and a lathe in a shop like this is very helpful because you need to bore something out, use the lathe. You need to tap a large thread in something dead central, use a lathe. You need to take something off the surface, use a lathe. Multiple uses. We have used it for tube notching, probably not the best thing to do, but for a machine of this age, it is very accurate. It's got enough feeds and speeds for me to work with. It can do thread cutting, which is something that I'm learning at the moment. I've been watching a lot of inheritance machining videos. I've also been watching a lot of Fireball Tools videos. So I am learning, and I will do another video once I'm a little bit more confident with it. Guys.
If there's any tool I'd want in my workshop over everything, it's fucking lathe.
Lathe, always.
Metal lathe, to be precise.
Metal lathe, always. There is always...
That's why no matter how shit they look and how old they are, they're always still...
Yeah, always. Look at Colchester. So Colchester lathes are always dickhead money. Now...
Or like even a used one, like you go online and like, it's cheap for a lathe, but it's still... because they're so useful.
I mean, so that's my lathe. But before I finish up on this, if any of you are machinists that might follow me, I don't know. I believe Ben Church follows me. He's just subscribed to my channel. Very good machinist. Can you send me a message about the tool holding arrangements? I need to learn a bit more about this because I can get by, but I'm fairly certain it's not correct. So that's my lathe, pedestal polisher, very simple. It's not wired in. I use it for brushing stuff up. I do have a selection of polishing wheels. If we're doing shiny aluminium stuff, that's what we do. That is that room done. I can't really show you any more machines because all of the amazing cars that are here, I can't show you. We've had this conversation. But directly above us is our Angry printer, which was in there. It's not in there anymore because now there's machines. So we will show you the Angry printer on another video. However, as I've just said, if any of you guys want to see what any of these specific machines do, what we would use them for and how we use them, drop a comment down below, send me an email, carrier pigeon, phone call, whichever, and by all means, we can do a video on it for you. Again, I'm going to be editing these videos, so we're going to try and film 1 or 2 a week. I'm going to try and release on Wednesdays or Fridays. So keep an eye out for it. Smash the bell, smash the button, smash the like button, smash all the buttons.
Do a subscribe.
Do a subscribe. Go and subscribe to Jason's channel, Tired Format. What a guy. I think that's all we've got to say for now, guys.
Bye.
Hope to see you soon. Catch up.